Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Mike here, Game From Scratch, and if you're a regular to this channel, you know we don't touch on too much audio-related stuff. That's because I am absolutely horrible at it. Interested in it, but horrible at it. If you checked out my recent LMMS video on that DAW or digital audio workstation, that's sort of one of the first videos I've done in the audio space. I've actually got one upcoming for Reaper, so do stay tuned for that. Bit of a spoiler alert there. But another thing that I cover on this channel is humble bundles. And as of yet, the number of humble bundles that have been of interest to audio technicians, musicians, and so on has been virtually zero. But that changes today. Yes, today there is a humble bundle specifically for music producers, and it is called the Humble Software Bundle Music Producer. And this one is basically a collection of sound packs, synthesizers, and basically something's called VSTs. These are like plugins that go into your workstation of choice, and that's what this one is. It's a collection from Applied Acoustic Systems. Now again, I don't really work in the audio space, so I don't know the inherent value of these things, but I do know I was struggling to find some VSTs to work with for LMMS. Nice thing is there's a ton of free ones out there, but a lot of them end up being trials or kind of crap or don't work or anything like that. So now that I actually own a set, because as always, I buy all these humble bundles to show you what you're going to get out of them, when I do my upcoming Reaper review, I've got some VSTs to work with. If you are in the music space, you're going to have more of a better idea if these are worthwhile to you. Now, the way all humble bundles work is they're organized into tiers. If you buy the highest dollar value tier, you get all the stuff from the amount below it. As always, you get to decide how your money is allocated to. You can have it go to the producer, you can have it go to Humble, you can have it go to charity, or if you so choose, and thanks so much if you do, you can have it go to support Humble. Came from scratch. So we're going to jump in and take a look at this bundle. Like I said, I bought it, so I'm going to show you exactly what you get out of this one. But basically, at the $1 US tier or $1.50 Canadian or whatever your local currency is, you get these three sound packs. You get Angelicals, Frontiers, and the AAS player. Now, I should point out this AAS player is actually a free download. So really all you're getting at that $1 tier is these two sound packs. And then you can use the AAS player to actually play them. So Angelicals and Frontier. If you're interested in what any of these things are, you click it. And this is a retro-futuristic flashback in progressive and experimental electronic music. Sounds are played using the included AAS player in standalone or plug-in modes. So you can also hook these into your DAW of choice, but we'll also show you with the player. And then we got a couple more. So we've got Analog Essentials, Ultra Effects, Kinetics, and then Journeys. And then where the real kind of value goes, so that would be at the what is that? Probably $12 US or $18.64 Canadian. But then the real value here comes at the $27.50 tier, and these are a bunch of VSTs that you've got a lot of control over. There's Strum Sessions, which is emulating your classic guitar, so acoustic and electric guitars combined in this acoustic and electric guitar in the same package. Chord recognition, chord voicing, strumming, picking actions, MIDI riff library, and so on. The Lounge Lizard Sessions delivers authentic classic electric piano tones. And then finally, the Ultra Analog is a few knobs, big sounds, container may be small, but Ultra Analog Sessions is really fun to play with and packs outstanding sound. All right, so that is basically the bundle. Once again, if you buy it at this tier, you get everything below. The way I see the way this one is structured, considering this is free and these are kind of somewhat limited in use, most people that are going to buy this are probably going to buy the top tier or nothing at all. If you're interested in how this works, when you buy this one, and not many of them are actually structured this way, you get a bundle key. You notice here I got the all content key, and then what you do is you basically click that redeem this code. That will bring you to their website, which is right here. Now there is a different code depending on which package you bought. This is the full in package for, again, 28 Canadian, it's a little bit over 20 bucks US, and then you get a download for Mac or Windows. That download came in at about 150 megabytes zipped, and then in terms of what's in it, you get all those sound packs as well. And then I have everything going, so let me just minimize this for a second and let's bring everything up. So these are the major pieces you get. Now, AAS player, I unfortunately cannot demonstrate to you because I do not have a MIDI device hooked up. But what this allows you to do is start basically playing with your MIDI hooked up device, and all those various different packs that we're looking at. So remember, Angelicals, Journeys, and so on. These are the sound packs you're buying. You can pick them there. You can pick the effects to go with them, and then basically what you're doing is you start playing on your attached MIDI device, and this will start playing them. So this is the AAS player at the $1 tier, and do keep in mind, this guy is a completely free download and free trial. So if you want to check it out beforehand, you can do so. But the three that are probably the most interesting to the majority of people are these VSTs. Now, these can be hooked up again with something like LMMS, FL Studio, Reaper, and so on. And if you stay tuned for a couple of days, you're going to see these featured in my Reaper video when I finally get around to making that. And here is, once again, audio warning. I'm going to start making sounds now. Okay, so this first one here, this is the guitar. We can play it down here. Like there, you've got all kinds of controls over it. You've got strumming auto control. You can change up the speed, the reverb, the fret position to play from, and you'll get a different sound as a result. You can go between acoustic and electric. We can also switch to guitar play, so chord keys, strumming, chords. I don't know why I'm not playing chords, and then more strumming down here, or you can set it in loop mode. So that is the initial one. Again, we can switch in between a number of different packs. So if you'd rather have a country picking sound, you could do so and go back to keyboard, more of a country sound, or we could switch this out to bluegrass, all right, so pop, upbeat, and so on. So there's your very different guitars in the Strum Session pack. Next up down here, we have the Lounge Lizard. This one was a little bit more ambiguous. You can play it and play with it down here. And I'm going to warn you once again, I have no idea what 95% of this stuff does. But if we want to go a little bit more groovy, we come in here, we got EQ, compressor ratio, and turn that on, and so on. And then again, you got a number of different settings here. So we can go to like a phaser or chorus or so on. And you're going to get different sounds as a result. So that is the Lounge Lizard Sessions one. And then finally, we have the Ultra Analogues here. You see you've got bass, lead, pad, so on. I think this was the one that was going to emulate, was it a piano? And yeah, that was immediately not what I was expecting. So let's go back here. You got a number of different programs available, a number of different settings. Once again, I have absolutely no clue what I'm doing on this guy, but there you see that is the Ultra Analog Sessions, and these things you could probably play around with for hours upon hours on end. And if you're a musician, you got an idea of what you're looking at. I am no musician. I don't ever pretend to be a musician. I pretend to be a magician more than I do musician. This is not something that I have any real particular knowledge of. I find it amusing and entertaining, but I also know where my limitations lie, and my limitations lie on the audio side of things. But that is it. That is the Humble Bundle. It's a really interesting one. We don't generally get a ton of them. You see here, though, if you go start looking at like those apps that we just looked at right there, those three bundles were available, I think, at $100. So you already see there, you're looking at a quarter of the price. Now, there's always a price listed up at the top of these Humble Bundles where they say what the actual full retail value is. And normally you can take that one with a bit of grain of salt. But even just for if you're interested in those three things alone, you've got a 4-to-1 savings on that anyways. So if you really, the way the Humble Bundles often work, if you find a single thing of value, it makes the entire rest of the bundle completely free. Now again, I am out of my comfort zone on this one, so if you happen to be a musician and you can explain things a bit better in the comments down below, please do so. If I made any errors at all, please also let me know about them in the comments down below. And yeah, stay tuned for that Reaper. I'm going to try and focus on some of these in my examples for hands-on with Reaper, so you can see how these integrate. So if you're not into music at all, you can see how VSTs integrate with DAWs and the like. And that's it. Let me know what you think of this bundle. Again, musicians don't normally get that much love on these kind of things, so it's interesting to see that finally a bit of musician love from Humble. So I will talk to you all later. Goodbye.